Back on Inside Buck Sports, once again, John Stevens alongside head coach Brad Irwin. And coach, taking a look at your softball program this week on Inside Buck Sports. Want to take you back first to the fall, where in your second year as coach, you got the opportunity to play a full fall season, and that was great to get the ladies on the field, bring in some local opponents, and bring in some interest to Betty Basler Field.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're allowed 8 games in the fall, so we wanted to take full advantage of that. You know, with quite a few newcomers coming in, and then you know, last fall, my first fall, we didn't play our full allotment with the late time I got here and everything. It was just a little tough to get it all arranged. So it was, you know, we knew it was going to be big for us this year to kind of, you know, start off the fall well. And we got a lot of good programs around here that we could play. You know, we can stay at home and play in the fall, and you know, have Milligan and Walter State and Tusculum and some of those local programs come over and play. And you know, so we were able to learn a lot about ourselves and you know, get a lot of the new kids a lot of time. It's a good time to get them, you know, see what they do in game action. You know, you can scrimmage yourself, but it's always a little different when it's a different color jersey on the other side. So, you know, that helps a lot.
So it gives you a little bit of insight into what you bring on the field. And, of course, leading into conference season, you guys get started bright and early, and I know that you put together a tough road schedule. I mean, a conference and non-conference, I guess that applies to everything, but you guys spent an awful lot of time on the road this year.
Yeah, we did. You know, and that it wasn't necessarily by design. It's the way it worked out. You know, I'm not a big fan of that, being gone as long as we were. You know, but our sport's oriented towards these early season tournaments, kind of pre-conference tournaments, and you know, you can go south and get a lot of variety of teams. You know, you play 5 games in a weekend, 5 different teams from all kinds of conferences, all kinds of levels. So it gives you you get to see a lot of different things. You know, next year we're going to host a tournament, go back to hosting our tournament right at the beginning of March, and have some games here at home early. We've got a great facility to play in. You know, I want to take advantage of that and let the local folks come out and see us play. You know, and the weather this year was good at the end of February and March, so you know, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope for that next year.
Coach, talk a little bit about your roster. Certainly you've got seniors coming back, Shelby Morris in the circle for you, and then you've got some of the big bats as well, but really some promising underclassmen, and then by the fan vote, you guys have a preseason conference nominee.
Yes, Sam Lauer was the fan-voted preseason conference player of the year. She was all conference last year at the end of the year, obviously, and you know, she deservedly so. You know, she had a great year last year. She really hit well in the conference, and you know, and our conference is a very tough conference, has real good pitching, so that shows a lot about the type of hitter that Sam is. And you know, so the fans voted her player of the year at the beginning, which was I thought was a good honor for her. You know, and she started off the year on fire. Got injured, and you know, has kind of battled back from that injury for a while, and you know, she's still hitting right at 300. You know, and she'll be the first to tell you we need more out of her. You know, I'd say it too, but she knows it. You know, we need a little bit more RBI production out of her. She's definitely needs to be in the middle of our lineup and driving in runs. And you know, and she's in a little bit of a slump right now, but she's working her way out of it. You know, and we need Sam. You know, she's shortstop, middle of the order hitter. You know, and a leader, so we need her to kind of get back to what she did last year.
Coach, real quick, it just seems like there's no quitting this team. When you look at their record in conference, and I think it was 14 one-run games, and just kind of a lot of hard luck, tough hits that the ladies have taken in conference, but there's no quit. You've got some big bats, and you know, your upperclassmen, when you look at Marlena DeLisa, Amy Campbell driving in runs, you talk about Sam Lauer, but then you've got young players like Alex Everett. Casey Horner comes in, a transfer, didn't get a chance to play at middle, and then she's here. And then just a host of other young players as well. Haley Thompson comes to mind, but you got a lot of good bats in that order. It just seems like team can't quite get over the hump.
Yeah, you know, I think there's a lot to be said for learning how to win, and we still haven't done that yet. You know, looking at a bright spot, you know, it's hard to look at a bright spot, to be honest with you. When you are what your record says you are, but you know, as you try to dig a little deeper, you know, we have played 14 one-run games, lost 10 of them. So, you know, we get a break here or there. We create a break here or there. We get the hit when we need it. We make the play on defense when we need it, or we get a strikeout when we need it. You know, we can turn some of those around. We've lost 6 extra inning ball games. You know, 4 of those were, I think, 1 run, so that kind of was included in that other number. So that's 2 more games that we were right there. You know, I can't remember the exact numbers, but we led or were tied, you know, middle of the game on, and you know, somewhere around 14, 15, 16 of our 20-something losses. So, you know, we're getting close. You know, we just got to kind of learn to win, learn to get over the hump, you know, to kind of go back to what you're talking about. Casey Horner's been a great surprise. You know, she came here from middle, and she's a great student. She's on the honor scholarship. She came to me and said, I want to play. And she, you know, she wasn't even in the starting lineup the first weekend, but she found her way by the end of the first weekend, and you know, has hit already. Got more home runs than any player we had last year, so she's been a big hitter. She just takes a big old hack and just tries to hit it hard, and I like that, you know. And Alex Everett's been a great hitter as a freshman. You know, she's been on a couple of different hit streaks. I think she started the season with 11 games, and then had a couple of games where she didn't, and she went on 10. Now that we got in conference a little bit, she's struggled. The last 2 weekends, I think she's struggled. So, you know, we need to kind of get her back on track.
Coach, the beat goes on for softball as you take on JU in North Florida down in Florida. Best of luck, and thanks for taking time on the show with us.
Great. Thanks, John.